Hello and welcome. This series will discuss the course settings, how to add units and quizzes, and we'll go over this area basically to set up your course curriculum. So if you take a look at the third setting to the bottom, it says Set Curriculum. If you select that, you'll notice that the content area has three main buttons. The first button is Add Section. The second button is Add Unit, and the third button is Add Quiz. For this video series, we'll just go over the first two sections, and then on the next one we'll go over adding quizzes. So let's go ahead and add a section. The nomenclature can also be defined as chapters or modules, and same thing with unit. This is the actual content within the chapter, so we're adding the content to the unit and the framework to the sections. So if we click on the Add Section button, we're basically writing our title here. So one thing you can do is just type in Chapter 1, and we'll keep this very generic just for this demo. Let's go ahead and add another section, and we'll add a third one. Okay. The next set that we can do is add the unit. So we're going to actually add the content to the section here. So click on Add Unit. You'll notice it drops it down to the bottom here. Now in the Biz Launchpad we have different units you can select from. If you've already created a unit, it will be shown in here. If you do not have a unit and you want to start a new one, just simply click Add New Unit. When you select that, it'll give you a place to add a title for that unit over here. So you can add that whatever you wish. Now don't do anything yet. What you need to do is basically click this green arrow down, and you have the option to publish or remove. Because we want this to be our unit, we want to go ahead and publish that. Now this doesn't publish it live, but it does publish it to the course. Okay, and then you'll see that it embedded in there, and we actually have these arrows here where we can drag this unit wherever we want within the chapters. So if you select that, you'll see it and drag it to Unit 1 there, Chapter 1. Okay, and at this point, usually after I create a unit, you want to save your curriculum. What's going to happen is it'll save and it'll redirect you to the pricing category, but for the sake of this, let's go ahead and save it. Click Save Course to confirm that. And okay. So it directed us away from that, but let's go back to Set Curriculum because we're not done defining our curriculum. And now we see our layout here, and the one thing we want to do is actually add new content to that unit. So if we click our arrow, we'll notice a new set of drop downs. We have Edit Unit, Preview Unit, Remove, or Delete. For this section, let's go to Edit Unit, and you'll get a new screen that loads, and within the screen you'll see three main content areas, and I want you to focus on the top bar here. This is a new area. This is basically the editor for the course builder. There's a more tab up at the top, and that'll load different icon sets up here. You can add tables, do indents, bulleted lists, numbered lists, line breaks, and paste this text, and then clear formatting. But let's go back to the original one. The paragraph setting up here is the font style and shape. So if I'm in here and I want to add a different style to my text, I can select on paragraph, and I have a preset list of defined fonts. So I can go there and select Unit 1. Now these are all defined within the Biz Launchpad, so it basically creates uniformity within the course for the end user and their navigation experience. The other icons up here are basically text editors, bold, italicized. strike through, block quotes, left and right and center alignments. You can add a read more tag. And then you'll notice this insert edit link, this is not highlighted right now, but if I highlight my text, I can come up here and select the insert a link, and this is where I can add a hyperlink to my content. So if I have external linkage that I want to open in a new window, I can do that. Just type the web address here, type a title, and then it's good practice to basically say open link in a new tab or window. Or if I have other pages within here that I want to connect to, I can do that as well too. And then finally, this is probably one of the more important buttons in our editor. This is where we add our media, our content. For this sake, I will go ahead and select that. And we get a new pop-up window that shows all of our current media files. And then we also have the option to add new media. You can also select this column and add a link to maybe a YouTube video or any other type of media you'd like to insert. So for this video, I will select a video of mine. You have the option to give it a title, give it a caption, and a description. And then you also have the embed or link file options here. I like to embed the file for a video because it shows up front in the course. And then when you're done with that, you can select Insert into Page. Now what that'll do is show you what we call shortcodes. From the editor side, from the instructor side, you basically see the code that is connecting your video to this course. Within it, it defines the parameters of the width and the height, and then shows the link to the actual video. This is once this is in there, if you are unfamiliar with coding or anything like that, it's good to basically kind of leave this at bay and not mess with any of this, because you could break the link. So for this main content area, this is where you can add content. You can add text, videos, images, tables. You can also add packages, and this is more for the experienced user who maybe has courses that are created in tin can with the API. They can redirect their courses through adding a zipped package here. And then on the right hand column, we also have the unit settings. So for this specific unit, you can select the type of unit it is. For ours, we're using a video, but you also have the ability to show the audio, a podcast, or just in general. And basically this shows the icons on the course curriculum of what this is. You can set this to a free or not a free unit, and basically that means that you can share just this unit with anyone if it's set to free and as more of a teaser for the course. You set the duration. I know that this video is roughly 7 minutes long, so I'm going to give it a buffer of 10 minutes here, and that just gives the curriculum a timeline and time frame for how long it'll take a student to get through this course, through this unit. You can also set the access dates and the access time, and then you can also connect assignments. For this purpose, we won't go into that right with too much detail now. And then you also have the option to connect this actual unit to a forum. So if you see a forum that you would like to connect it to, or if you would like to start a new one for this specific unit, you can do that. This is unit-wide, not course-wide. So the next step in this is to save our unit. So we want to click Save Unit Settings, and we want to affirm that. Yes, Save Unit Settings. And that button will turn green when it's ready. Okay. And the final step is to save it to the curriculum, which is this button on the top right. And this is a necessary item every time that you create a unit. So we click Update. It'll show the loading, the progress. When that is complete, we'll be able to click the Back to Course button, Back to Edit Course button here. Okay, so it's showing complete. So our course is updated. Let's click Back to Course. This will take us back to the course framework, and then we can see that our unit was added. We see the icon of the video player. We see that it takes 10 minutes for the student to get through, and we have just added our first unit into Chapter 1 of our course.